Normally, wouldn't feel the need to record so soon after I originally did. Otherwise, I wouldn't fuck up with the first slip of the tongue where I try to present anything at all. The reason why I'm rapping right now is because my mood is back up. I just can't shut up about it. Well, I shouldn't at least. There's no doubt that the actual thing that I should shout from the roofs is to talk about your worries and troubles, even if only to yourself and out loud, because even if there isn't a crowd, you will be able to think it through, realize the faults in your thoughts, and notice that you ought to change a couple things here or there, make it more bearable overall, not as scary, not as frightening, even though I'm still frightened as fuck. I could be the king of this shit. Partially spitting, not really, but more of the weird fear and anguish I instill upon myself. What else can I do? I honestly should think of, at some point after this rap, of some other things that rhyme with else, other than self, shelf. Doesn't matter. I'm not a fucking elf in a Christmas story or in a D&D game. I bring any of those two fables to shame. I'm the one who is a forebearer to any of those fucking forbidden thoughts that are better sought after in a more confined way. A display that is more tailored to a specific portrayal, which I'm not doing right now. Right now I'm just showering out and trying to wow the crowd a little bit, but more spit about the fact that what I lacked before that, joy shrinking down, is now rather profound in size yet again. In this case, the fear did not really wane in any way. The pain is still there, but it feels like I can more sanely again spare and separate the two. And therefore, there's a fair share of myself that goes through with the joy. It's as simple as that, really. I don't know why I'm still spitting. I'm not really spitting anything. I should probably think of an actual topic without just like a notification to a crowd that might not even hear any of this shit if I won't put it out loud and send it off to wherever the fuck I would publish this shit. Damn it. This is probably one of my worst raps. I'm just going to tap into a different subject and try to subject you to a topic that I elect to discuss. It's my top pick, but I don't even know what it is yet, so I won't stop it yet, because I have to find the threat which I'll instill upon everyone. Come on. There's a benevolent one up ahead. Yes, I can talk still about the religious context, but it doesn't matter. I wonder what's next, something better, something that still perplexes me, but I don't know what it is. I can't see it yet. Well, probably I can, but I don't realize it. It's an interesting difference of noticing in hindsight how long one has known something. That is actually a zone that I could talk about, or try to at least. It's interesting to what extent our conscious and subconscious are interaccessible, otherwise I would not know, but at the same time seem to hide quite a substantial amount. It's quite an astounding sum. It really can barely be submitted, because I have to submit this shit to my own wit and understand that all this shit that I'm realizing now, in this case it's not actually now, but for other instances, I'll just play it for the crowd, that I'm actually fascinated by the fact that I lack the ability to see it at the time, even though I knew it to be. Which is a strange thing to be. I seem to have a propensity to get stuck on mental thoughts, and I really don't. I think that I have anything that I display too concisely. I have difficulty displaying what I really want to say oftentimes, and I just have to find some things that rhyme and then just say what's on my mind and define that I'm insane and find someone else to blame, or blame myself, because who else? And yes, I'm back to that same limited rhyme that I don't have there, but I'll find another one in time. And this is probably one of my weakest spittings so far, but I'm still, to a surprising extent, satisfied with the bar that I've reached in spitting bars. Yes, that was not a very far thought out concept, but it doesn't matter. It's not a con, it's a scepter that I hold, like a king that was foretold, but has not yet arisen. No, this is not a precision strike that's on the mic like some of the greats actually do, but it is something that can go through and sound something better, like an 8 out of 10. It doesn't matter. I mate you and then think of another way to pretend to be superior to you. Well, I am lyrically to most people. That's not a steep hill to crawl up, to be honest. And then there's a fucking cliff up to the actual greats that it gets so much hate because they're on a different level. Treated like a devil because they're disheveled that they can't ever approach them ever. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that their endeavors are useless, fruitless, but it doesn't matter. I use less conceptual, yes, mind, than a fucking virus. Yeah. Actually, I'll definitely take that rhyme and find a different way to use that shit. Doesn't matter. Going back to it, what was I saying? Yes, about portraying in a bullshit way the difference in abilities, to make it rhyme, between those who find themselves on the bottom slope and those at the peak that reach up higher than I could ever fly up to. But I think I will go through with continuing on. I definitely improved from my first flow, even though this one goes down as probably one of my worst ones. Doesn't matter, I had fun, at least a little bit. I wanted to at least instill that my fun is back again, and damn it, that is such a nice thing, even if it's only temporary. Whatever I was saying, I'm back to barely passing and blasting past the elementary skills, but I'll still score on them because they are pre-K, called 2020. Rising up through the middle, I'm getting high. Have that green blazed. Feel like the only one in the universe is me. It's my free way. It's better if you reverse or I'll do my worst, so you'll have actual reason to fear gaze, not just hearsay. Real factual experience of impacts that cause fear, and hence your forebears pass down their homophobia and teach you to go be a fucking dick. So suck on it. It fell late, you know. So go and quit. I'll say thank you and goodbye from my wit, you fucking piece of shit. And that's it.